What is going on, Diablo 2 fans? Brunski here, and today I'm going to be kind of doing a talking head video going over my initial thoughts from playing Diablo 2 Resurrected. So we're into about day 5 now, and there's a lot of things that I want to talk about just to kind of go over, because a lot of questions on Twitch about how I feel about the game so far. And I'm going to talk about the things that I like, things that I don't like, and the things that are pretty bad. So the good, bad, and the ugly. I'm going to go over everything in today's video, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Again, a quick reminder for those that don't know, if you guys do enjoy my YouTube content, I do stream twice a week on Twitch, and I have the link for my Twitch channel in the description below, twitch.com/Dabrunski125, so any follows over there on that platform would be very much appreciated. Other than that, guys, really hope you enjoyed this video. Let's jump in.
Not even death can save you from me.
So before I actually start going over some of the stuff I like and I didn't like, I want to start this video off with a little bit of a disclaimer here. The first thing that I'm going to say is that I am in no way on a payroll or anything like that for Blizzard. I have been accused of this multiple times now during the first couple days of streaming D2R. I have had a couple of awesome opportunities from the Diablo 2 community, like I have been featured on the actual Blizzard launcher for some of the beta testing, and I'm very appreciative of those opportunities, but I am in no way on a payroll or anything like that, and this video is literally entirely my 100% honest thoughts and opinions on the launch of the game so far. I have built my entire YouTube and Twitch following almost exclusively on playing Diablo 2, so clearly I do have a little bit of a bias towards the game, but that doesn't really affect me from calling out things that I don't like or things that I think need to be changed, and I have touched on this on numerous videos in the past, but I just want to make that literally emphatically clear. So for those that have skipped this part of the video and have already accused me of being on a Blizzard payroll, I'm going to say, well, maybe you should watch the first 2 minutes of this video. Okay, so with that being said, let's jump into the things that I have really liked so far. The first thing is that all of the content past what we've seen in Act 1 and Act 2 for from the original beta, that gameplay or content is absolutely amazing. Some of the new areas that we've seen, like Travancore, the Durance of Hate, River of Flame, Chaos Sanctuary, and even the area at Summit and the Throne Room, it all looks absolutely amazing. And on top of that, some of the new characters that we didn't get to play in the beta as well, so the Necro and the Trap Assassin, the Assassin in general, they all look great. Like, there was some concerns. People were not sold on whether or not the skills looked good based on previous Blizzard skills during the beta that were reworked. We kind of had our reservations about those characters, but I think they're amazing, or at least they look amazing from what I've seen so far. And on top of that, the all completely brand new cinematics are amazing as well. Those look great. If you haven't had a chance to check them out, you should definitely watch them. And finally, the new audio is very immersive and amazing as well. If you toggle back to the original legacy graphics, from the original audio to the new audio, it's a lot more immersive, and I think it's definitely looked past on how much it adds to the game. It really does make Diablo 2 Resurrected honestly amazing. So moving past the cosmetics, they did introduce a lot of really nice quality life features, which we got to experience in beta, but I just want to touch on them quickly. So things like loot always showing on the ground, auto gold pickup, fixing some annoying or nuisance bugs, like killing the Cow King. You could do that infinite amount of times now. You don't have to avoid doing that. Or removing the traps and bug. Those are all very welcome quality of life features, especially auto gold pickup too. That's really nice. If you're kind of like running through Travancore, just running over big gold piles, not manually picking up each one, they're definitely all welcome and custom changes that are in all modern day ARPGs. Now, with that being said, the cool thing about these changes is I still think that Blizzard has done an excellent job of threading the needle of still making the game feel like Diablo 2. So I have actually noticed in social media and stuff like that, a lot of people that have played like a ton of PoE, they don't like the potion management, inventory Tetris stuff of Diablo 2, but the Blizzard team did keep all of that stuff in to have a very authentic experience, and I think that overall in general, they did an amazing job of adding a new fresh layer of paint or coat with the cosmetics and graphics, introducing some quality features, but still having the game feel exactly like Diablo 2. They did, in my humble opinion, a fantastic job of making the game still feel like the original. Now, with that being said, there's definitely a handful of things that I would like to see updated, fixed, or looked at or improved. So I'm going to call this, if the first part was the good, I'm going to call this the kind of bad or bad, whatever you want to say. It's not game breaking, but it's definitely stuff that I would really like to see addressed and looked at. And the first one is loot clutter, especially with loot always showing. It is pretty bad. I have been pushing so hard for some sort of in-game loot filter. I mean, we don't have to have something that can change the colors of labels or, you know, the size of the text box or anything like that. If we can just get a basic loot filter that can do things like removing cracked items, maybe TP scrolls, potions that are smaller than greater pots, arrows, bolts, just something small like that would be great. Something similar to what Last Epoch has implemented would just make the game so much better, in my opinion. I'm going to keep pushing for that. Every single D2R initial impressions or thoughts video, I've covered this, so hopefully someday we can get it. I do think that largely the community is on board for a loot filter. That's number one. The second one, it's not a huge one. It's definitely kind of small, low-hanging fruit, but of all of the cosmetic changes from the new content that we've seen, like I touched on, Travangle being amazing, the River Flame, the new Blizzard animation, all looks fantastic. I think that Diablo's Red Hose Lightning looks pretty bad. I think it should be amped up in size a little bit. That's the only cosmetics change that it's the only thing that I would like to see updated in terms of cosmetics. Again, it's very small, minor, low-hanging fruit. They probably won't ever touch it, but I did want to mention that. That's the only thing that I think is a little bit weak in terms of the visuals. Now, there have been a few sort of new bugs that have been implemented. Some of them are pretty bad. They're game-breaking. Others are not too bad. So the first one I can think of that's not too bad that I actually like is you can now TK portals that you normally couldn't TK in the original game. So one of them, or two examples, would be the Mephisto Red Portal, the Durance of Hate. You can now TK that whenever you want to. The only time you could TK in an LOD is you had to kill Mephisto in a specific position under 10 seconds, and then you could TK the portal. People kind of literally just discovered that like a year or two ago. But yeah, like the Pendle Portal, things that you normally could not TK, you can now TK. It's not a horrible bug. I actually personally think it's an improvement. I like it, but that's just me. Just let us TK vendors. That'll never happen, but TKing vendors would be amazing. The next sort of bug that I want to talk about that definitely is game breaking is Cold Mastery now breaks cold immunities. So that's not supposed to happen at all. That is literally a game-changing mechanic that needs to be addressed. That's huge. That's almost should be in the ugly, but I'm just going to include that in the bad because that is definitely something that can easily be fixed with a patch update. Another one that's not huge or major is you can't roll rune words in your stash. I've tried this a couple times, so I've had like a 4 open socket sword in my stash, tried to put Talthal or AM into it. Won't let you. You need to roll it in your actual inventory. So that kind of presents sort of annoying problems when you have endgame builds that have full inventories of charms in a cube. You don't have room, so you got to like make room to roll a rune word. Again, a very minor thing, but I would like to see that addressed. And there's two game bugs that have not been addressed yet that I've been pushing hard to see them fixed. So I'm just really hoping that'll happen. The first one is the Mana Bird bug. As far as I know and what I can tell, I've been playing with a sorceress that has anywhere from like 500 to 600 mana. I still think Mana Bug is a thing, or the Mana Burn bug is a thing. So it basically applies something like 256% more reduced mana on hit from a monster than what it's supposed to. I really would like to see that fixed because I think that'll introduce some new meta for stuff like rolling memory and a staff on the offhand for sorceress and using energy shields. That would be really cool. And the frickin' bugged snakes, Neelathak, the damage that follows behind the poison cloud, damage per second frame or whatever, that's not fixed as well either, so I would like to see that addressed as well. And lastly, I'm going to wrap up this video by going over the ugly. So in my humble opinion, 99% of the ugly is all related to the servers currently. So I'm going to go over some of the issues that a lot of you guys have had, but the first thing that I want to say is that clearly Blizzard doesn't want the servers to be like this, and they are actively working on it. So the team has been pushing updates. There was one that was pushed Saturday, I believe, and then also one that was pushed Sunday. So remember, guys, that behind the scenes, the team is working to try and improve these hiccups or massive hiccups in the server. So it is definitely far from ideal, but they're trying to fix it. And they're human beings, they have lives, they have families, they're working probably overtime, weekends, late hours, trying to get the game as smooth as possible. So yes, it sucks having your character completely locked out. I had my character locked out for more than 8 hours on the second day, so everyone else is grinding Mephisto trying to gear up, and I was locked out, so it does suck, but they're trying to improve it. And the sort of silver lining is that if you are locked out, you can definitely play single player and you can port over any previous older single-player game files, you can bring them over. So all of the cool builds that you see behind me, it's all ported over single-player files from my Holy Grail account. So that is sort of the silver lining, but some of the bugs that we've encountered so far, that first one, it was introduced in the patch update that was pushed on the 25th, is there is a map bug that will kind of merge different maps from different games. So you'll kind of like log into, go down to Motrek Mephisto or something, you'll have a massive revealed map that's a different map, and they're kind of squished together, and you won't be able to teleport where you need to. This is, I don't know, I was kind of debating on putting it in the bad, because you can just fix it by restarting the game. So you just close the game, completely close the launcher, relaunch it, 20, 30 seconds, you're back in. It's not ideal, but it is a fix for now. The second kind of hiccup here is that characters being stuck in game for a very long time, this definitely sucks. I feel your pain. I've talked to some people on my Twitch streams that have been locked out for like 24, 36 hours. They just want to play. I was locked out for like more than 8 hours on day 2. It sucks. The only advice that I can give you to try and avoid this is if you follow the Blizzard and Diablo social Twitter tags, they try to announce when these server maintenance and stuff is going to be reset. So if they're saying 10:30 a.m. PDT, they're going to be resetting the servers. For the love of God, log out half an hour before and then play single player or come back an hour later after the scheduled maintenance. That way you're guaranteed to not have... Because my understanding is that if the server is reset when you're playing, your character is stuck into that server until it's locked out. And that's what a lot of the issue is. Again, I'm not a huge technical guy, so again, let me know in the comment section below if I have that wrong, but that is what the big issue is right now, and it happens. I've been there. It's frustrating. That's just a way to try and avoid it. And again, you can play single player if, you're stuck. It sucks, but it is what it is. And I've also had a lot of these server disconnects. So when I'm trying to cycle a game, I'll sit there and for like a minute I can't get in, and then finally it goes again. So again, not horrible, but when you add up like hours of playing and frustration, it adds up all together. Even a Canadian like myself who tries to stay pretty positive, I dropped a couple F-bombs, so it is frustrating, but the, I guess, second silver lining, I did mention you could play single player, is that these server issues, they will eventually iron out, right? I mean, there's any other big game that has a huge player base like PoE typically has these problems on launch days. When the player population dwindles a bit, things will get better. So that is basically the entirety of my video today. I think I was pretty honest on stuff that I really liked, stuff that is not so great, and then the ugly. Again, let me know in the comment section below if you guys agree with me or disagree with me, or if you think I missed anything major. I do try to read the majority of the comments. And as always, if you could throw a like on this video, share it, and even consider subscribing if you're new to my channel. I post new weekly content on YouTube, and I do stream twice a week on Twitch. So any follows on Twitch or subs on YouTube would be amazing. Other than that, guys, hope you have a fan-frickin-tastic day, and I'll catch you on my next video or live stream. Peace out.